Yeah.
All right. This time, I would make it. This time, I would get there. I've never been more prepared for anything in my life. I had my A-Solo hardcore hiking boots. I just spent the past month going to the gym almost every single day. And I had my handy-dandy Tiger Balm. But this was our longest day yet. I was 7 days into a month-long backpacking expedition in northern India in the Himalayan mountains with a program called NOLS, the National Outdoor Leadership School, which trains you to survive and navigate the wilderness on your own. I already knew how to read a compass. I knew how to wrap my blisters with moleskin properly, and I was wiping the poop from my butt with my bare hands. So I was in this. But this might be the day that I broke. I was already exhausted that morning because I got basically no sleep from the night before when we arrived at the sketchy-looking, torn-up bridge. And our instructors also informed us at that moment that we were not even halfway there yet, and we had to cross the sketchy-looking bridge. All the flooring on the bridge was missing, and there was these metal beams crisscrossing across it, and we had to go one by one across this bridge. And while they were explaining this, I noticed the sky kind of got a little dark and the wind picked up, and I looked up and I saw rain clouds building. Fuck! It's like, as I scrambled on my raincoat, I felt the first plops of rain start to fall. And I realized, and I knew that I wanted to be the second one to cross this stupid bridge because I didn't want to be caught in the middle of this downpour that was about to come. So I crossed the bridge, it was all right, got to the other side, and as soon as I got to the other side, I predicted it, the rain started to pour. And I stood there, drenched in the rain, waiting for my fellow backpackers to cross the bridge. I had a little bit too much time to think, and my morale began to drown with the rain. I don't think I was this nervous since I was 10 years old at Matt's Adventure Wilderness Camp in the Rocky Mountains of Idaho. And everyone at camp knew how to ride a bike but me, including my younger brother. And so Matt determined that was the day I was going to learn how to ride a bike. And with a, "You got this," he pushed me down on the bike. I started rolling down the hill on the bike. My bike skidded, and I toppled over into the bush and scratched up my arms and legs. I had to ride all the way down the mountain in a van by myself in shame, while the cool campers got to have fun on their bikes. This is not a fun moment. So I was there, waiting in the rain by the bridge, and I felt the nerves and the dread start to creep up and start to choke me. And I decided to ease my nerves by cracking a joke. I turned to my fellow backpackers that had already crossed, and I said, "Guys, out of anywhere in the world right now, we choose to be here. This is nuts." And my other friend goes, "Welcome to NOLS." And it helped. We laughed a little bit until I looked at the steep uphill trail that we were about to embark on. And as we started going uphill, everything began to get to me. See, the rain was freezing. And my shoulder began to cramp under my 40-pound backpack. And the mud was so thick that it made me slip down the mountain more than actually climb it. And I couldn't help but think about the fellow student on NOLS 3 years earlier who died on these same exact hills and slipped and fell off a mountain side. I couldn't quite believe I was here. It was only 7 years before when on another mountainside in Wyoming, where I gave up, quit, and went home. My dad, between our summer before my senior year in high school, signed my brothers and I up to summit and hike the Grand Teton in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And it was on my first training day, my very first training day, that I choked. I don't know if it was the high altitude that made me feel like I couldn't breathe, or the fact that I learned that while climbing these steep face-looking mountain cliffs, I would be strapped onto in a rope to, no, not the experienced instructor, but my stupid brothers and father. So the only thing that was preventing me from certain death was my own family? I don't think so. And so while my family accomplished the adventure of a lifetime, I quit, let fear get the best of me, and stayed home by myself in our rented condo and finished the entire Vampire Twilight series on my own. Now, while that may be exciting, while I was climbing up this hill, I knew that this time it was my turn. This time it was my adventure to accomplish. But we were 3 hours hiking up this steep terrain, and my body felt wrecked. My breathing became labored and got heavier. My mouth felt parched from dehydration, and the pain in my shoulder felt unbearable. And to make matters worse, it was getting darker at this point. And there was a second thunderstorm rolling by. And I tried to think of anything but the pain and my complete, utter exhaustion. I even tried silently singing to myself, but nothing worked. And I just wanted to get there. I started to tear up. And at one point, I wanted to call the whole thing quits and just sit there on the side of the mountain by myself. But I kept going. And all I could hear was the click-clack of my poles, the pit-pat of the rain, and my breath. And I felt my mind to stop fighting. And I just started listening, and I started to focus more on the pit-pat of the rain, and the click-clack of my poles, and my breath going in and out. And I felt my mind go quiet. I felt myself surrender to the moment. And a smile crept up on my face. And I was grinning like some crazy fool. I knew I couldn't change my surroundings, but I could change me. I could let it be. And once I let go, the thunderstorm became beautiful. I felt at peace. And I knew that this time, I would make it